Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on December 9, 2023. Gaza Diary, Part 32, The weakness and helplessness is unbearable. There is no energy left to hope. The Guardian, inside Gaza, Palestinians forced south to Egyptian border. Channel 4 News, Gaza Crisis 2023 Shelter Situation Update, the 7th of December 2023 Occupied Palestinian Territory. Relief Web, Woman and Newborn in Gaza displaced as Israel-Hamas war continues. NBC News, No other land is home, amid Israel bombs, a Gaza City family won't leave. Hamas claims Israeli operation ended in hostage death. BBC, Hamas held Israeli soldier pays heavy price for army's failed rescue bid. IDF toll touches 93. Hindustan Times, Israel evacuates 40 of its soldiers wounded in Gaza to hospital. Anadolu Agency, Hamas claims to foil Israeli hostage rescue effort. Al Monitor, 2 troops seriously hurt in failed Gaza hostage rescue. Gallant, signs Hamas is breaking. Elizabeth McGill, UPenn loses $100 million donation after House antisemitism testimony. BBC, Wall Street donor withdraws $100 million gift in University of Pennsylvania antisemitism row. The Telegraph, Ivy League University in crisis after top donor threatens to pull $100 million. The Independent, who is Ross Stevens? The Wall Street Journal, Penn donor threatens to pull $100 million gift after tense anti-Semitism hearing, report says. U.S. piles pressure on Israel over conduct in war on Hamas. The Independent, U.S. highlights gap in Israel's commitment to protect civilians in Gaza. The Guardian, U.S. raises criticism of Israel ahead of UNSC ceasefire meeting. Al Jazeera English, U.S. says no firm deadline on Gaza war but cautions Israel on loss of civilian life. The Times of Israel, Biden's top aide publicly slams Israel's Gaza tactics after meeting with UK minister, Hamas. Big meat and dairy lobbyists turn out in record numbers at COP28. The Guardian, as UN climate talks near crunch time, activists plan day of action to press negotiators. The Independent, from the Paris Agreement to COP28, how oil and gas giants try to influence the global climate agenda. The Conversation, at least 475 carbon capture lobbyists attending COP28. The Guardian, pro-Palestinian activists bemoan tight restrictions on protest at Dubai's COP28. World faces heightened risk of mass atrocities due to global inaction. The Guardian, on Genocide Remembrance Day, leaders ignore the reality facing them. The landmark Genocide Convention has had mixed results since the UN approved it 75 years ago. Beyond rare white leucistic alligator born at Florida Reptile Park. Sky News, super rare leucistic alligator born at Florida theme park. BBC, leucistic gator hatched in Florida, park photos show. Marapi eruption, hikers recount escape from mountain of fire. BBC, Indonesia volcano, what we know about Mount Marapi. DW, English, rescuers find body of final missing climber after volcanic eruption. Hampstead Highgate Express, Indonesia ends search for victims of eruption at Mount Marapi volcano that killed 23 climbers. Claudine Gay, Harvard president sorry for remarks on anti-Semitism. BBC, Harvard, Penn and MIT urged by 74 U.S. members of Congress to dismiss leaders. Financial Times, free speech protectors have allowed anti-Semitism to thrive. iNews, Ivy League presidents wavering on anti-Semitism should have met Fanny. Francis Emmanuel Macron buffeted from all sides in row over secularism. BBC, Macron like a 10-year-old with a chemistry kit as he ignites secularism row over Hanukkah. The Telegraph, Macron denies disrespecting secularism after Hanukkah ritual at Élysée Palace. France 24 English, Macron defends menorah lighting at Élysée after critics claim disrespect to secularism. The Times of Israel, why is Macron under fire for Hanukkah candle ceremony in French presidential palace? U.S. Navy rescues British ship in Red Sea ambush. The Independent, U.S. in talks with Gulf allies on military action against Houthis. Bloomberg, expand existing task force to protect Red Sea from Houthi attacks. Defense news: to stop the Houthis, America should ramp up pressure on Iran. The Hill: Houthi rebels can't touch U.S. Navy, but missiles a headache for others. Trump gag order upheld by appeals court in federal election case. Live. The Independent: Trump gag order upheld by federal appeals court, but statements about Jack Smith allowed. MSNBC: appeals court maintains most of Trump gag order in federal election subversion case. EU agrees historic deal with world's first laws to regulate AI. The Guardian: EU agrees landmark deal on regulation of artificial intelligence. BBC: EU agrees landmark rules on artificial intelligence. Financial Times: EU reaches deal on how to regulate artificial intelligence. Sky News: European Union reaches agreement on landmark legislation to regulate AI. Hunter Biden criminal tax charges rare, say experts. BBC: Hunter Biden, president's son charged with evading tax, and spending cash on drugs, escorts and exotic cars. Sky News: new Hunter Biden indictment puts foreign ventures in focus. Teenager who killed 4 classmates near Detroit with gun given to him for Christmas jailed for life. Sky News: Michigan school shooter sentenced to life in prison without parole. BBC: Michigan teenager gets life in prison for high school attack. Ilkley Gazette: Oxford school shooter Ethan Crumley, 17, is sentenced to life in prison without parole, after Monster Who. Daily Mail: moment Michigan school shooter Ethan Crumley sentenced to life in prison. Palestinian recounts being stripped and driven away by Israeli army. BBC: Israel's degrading stripping of prisoners a war crime, say human rights groups. iNews: Israel carries out mass arrests, human rights groups call for investigation. Al Jazeera English: the video is hurting me, says family member of Gazan man filmed being detained in underwear by IDF. Sky News: Hamas condemns stripping of Palestinians inside Gaza. Israel-Gaza war live: US criticized for veto on UN resolution calling for ceasefire with Hamas. The Guardian: Israel-Gaza latest news: US vetoes UN Security Council resolution on Gaza ceasefire. BBC: UN chief addresses Security Council. Al Jazeera English: US set to oppose UN Gaza ceasefire resolution as desperate scenes unfold. Latest from ITV News. ITVX: Bowen: US uses veto but pressure for Gaza ceasefire is building. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.